guys, how you doing? This is Mango etc. and I'm here today to bring you a review for My Hero Academia episode 75. So the first one I want to mention is that very early on in the episode, Overhaul says it himself. New million, you're stronger than me. And now I touched upon this within the last review that I did with how Overhaul as a villain, his plan is good, play the field by both sides and get that money. He's a Yakuza at the end of the day as well. He's not really a villain. He's a Yakuza, and Yakuza is all about making that money. So his plan is a good one. But when it comes to a final boss perspective, when it comes to being the final boss, he's not really that impressive strength wise. Now his quirk is good, what he can do with his quirk is good, but his strength is lacking. Like he admits within this episode, Lou Million is stronger than him, and Lou Million is not even the best hero on the scene. And yes, Overhaul can get stronger, but via the help of others. So essentially, by himself in a one-on-one fight, I'm not Luke Million. Overhaul, I don't want to say. I'm just gonna say he's unimpressive. He's unimpressive. He can do all this fancy stuff, repair, disintegrate and reappear again. But if his buddies weren't with him, then he wouldn't be talking much longer. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he admits that fairly on quickly within the episode, and that's where we see him do his fusion technique, where he combines with one of his boys, and now he has become stronger. We know can't give a number to how much stronger he's become, but he has become stronger. And not only has he become stronger, he can now use said person's quirk as well. So his quirk is impressive, but his strength lacking. I'm just saying. Before all of this kicked off, I should have mentioned this whole rock clock quick flashback that we got, and that was probably thrown in there just to give us a little bit of reasoning behind rock clock's previous attitude. I think I felt this more in the manga. I think it was a bit more rushed in the anime, but a bit of reasoning to his attitude, and it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. I see where you're coming from, but for me personally, is at the end of the day, I'm thinking to myself, probably won't see this character again after this arc. So your backstory, yeah, I don't really care about it. So yeah, that's the whole vibe I got from that. And I just mentioned the whole Overhaul fusion dance and him being weaker than Lee Million. I'm just saying. So the next thing I want to talk about is really, I guess, Overhaul versus certain and that wasn't really much of a fight, but it does give you some context to where the million kind of learned how to fight. I think I mentioned that in my last review, and it does include his vision, which is more told to us later on in the episode, where he doesn't see things going badly, and now we know Deku's got that plot armor, so the future will be changed. But we find out within this episode that he doesn't see Eri getting saved. What he sees is him dying and Deku dying soon after that. So we do have that. Something I wanted to mention before that. We also, I can't remember what I was going to mention before that. It'll probably come back to me. We also have Deku fighting Overhaul in this episode as well, where we see that uh, Overhaul basically says, "Yeah, bro, you got power and speed, but your movements are predictable, and that's why you're not gonna win in a fight against me." So we have that little showdown as well, where this is after Sir Night gets defeated. Deku's all riled up, all good to go. He's using 20% of One for All, and he's saying it's hurting him a bit, but he's got to press on right now in this moment. Again, Deku's doing that Deku greatness that we all know and love. We see him being strategic within his fighting style, planning, whereas just instead of just rushing through like most shonen heroes do. We get the Manchester Smash within this episode, a new Smash. I actually in real life joked about this to my brother, like, yo, Manchester Smash, and I always joke about with different anime characters, and this is one of them jokes where I was like Manchester Smash because I always because we know all the smashes are named after US places. I the UK variants, and there is a city within the UK called Manchester. So I flew out that one day. And I was like, no, bro, this one's actually real. This one's actually gonna happen because he doesn't read the manga. So yeah, Manchester smash. But anyway, moving on. I mentioned that how Overhaul said Deku's movements were too predictable, so therefore Overhaul's not having a problem fighting Deku at this present moment in time. We have them find out about Lou Million and his permanent demise of his quirk. Give Lou Million the one for all, bring back his quirk, join the campaign. Anyway, we have because once they hopped in there, Deku and Sir Night-Eye, we have Sir Night-Eye instruct Deku to help New Million and Eri get away. But once Sir Night-Eye is defeated, Deku, decides that he must fight so they can get away. So we do have New Million struggling, trying to do the best he can to get Eri-chan away from this current situation. Doesn't go well though, because at one point he is no longer able to move. He's begging Eri to just go on without him. You will find someone that will be able to help you. But this doesn't go well. This goes back into when Overhaul started to use the other guy's quirk to kind of, I guess, summon Pied Piper style Eri back into the situation. And so that happened. So Eri-chan is back now within the main fight area with Overhaul and Deku there. And even though Eri is saying, no, I want to go back to Overhaul, Deku's like, nah, 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 nah. I hear your words, but I can see you're crying. So I'm going to stay and fight. And that's where we leave off the episode. There is another thing of the episode that does happen where we have, well, so when they break through, Eraserhead was with them as well. I should have mentioned that. And he is able to erase Overhaul's quirk for a bit, but because when it comes to Eraserhead, you know that he's going to be just kept out of things as much as possible, because his quirk is kind of OP. Like when it comes, I know there's certain quirks that you can't erase, but there'll always be that thing where why didn't Eraserhead just come in there and erase some quirks? So they have to kind of always get him out of there as soon as possible, kind of vibe, and that happens within this episode. He is able to save Deku from getting a serious blow dealt to him, but so he takes the hit and he's been removed from the situation. And it's that whole thing of where we might, no, we're going to keep him alive because, he's got an erasing quirk as well. And, that's what Overhaul and his boys are all about. So that is everything I got to say about this episode. Overall, I think it deserves a 3-star rating. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Margaret Section. I'm here to bring a review for My Hero Academia episode 76, and now I think I'm going to get some hate for some of the stuff that I say within this review, but at the end of the day, I'm just being honest. I'm not here to lie to you and gas you guys up and, say what I think you guys want me to say. I'm here to give my opinion on whatever I am reviewing at said moment in time, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So let's go. Let's go. So we start off the episode, and we're back with your Rarity Floppy, and that fraction of things. We got to see what Day was doing. We got to see the villain that Day was fighting, and how with a touch he can suck the life force out of you. And then this boosted version, he doesn't even need the touch. He can just and he's sucking the life force out of you. So we see him. We see them. Well, we see them wrapping up them dealing with him, chaining him up, and then when he gets his boosted version, we see them deal with him again very easily. There's some League of Villains stuff mixed in there as well, where they think that Deku has come to aid them, kind of, but it ends up that League of Villains, they're still playing their games as well. To the downfall of Overhaul and his boys. So they see that now, then that happens, they crash down. So now they have joined the main party to fighting with Overhaul. They don't join the fight, but no, they're there now. And that's where we get to the meat of the episode. Deku versus Overhaul. Obviously, this fight has finished within this episode. So the first probably thing I'm gonna say that people are going to hate me for is the whole bit of the episode where we have Deku reaching for Eri-chan. And now the reason why I hate this bit of the episode is because I feel like what they was trying to go for wasn't necessary. So what I think they was trying to go for within this moment of the episode was from Deku's perspective, and what Deku's perspective was that every Chan is so close, yet so far away. So we had Deku reaching for ages. And the sound, the OST, the soundtrack, the song, whatever they used for this moment, just made it seem ages. And then we had Eri, like the whole thing with Eri and Miyu's cloak as well. And she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to let these guys save me because they're not gonna stop. These things were dragging on for ages. I don't remember it being this long on the Mac. Just saying. So that was my first complaint with the episode. Really, it just seemed to be going on for ages, and then moving on within the episode, we find out Overhaul's plan, that how he wanted to monopolize the market basically. And now I think I kind of spoiled this for you guys in my last review, if I remember correctly. I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. But yeah, he tried to monopolize. And what was interesting was that the old man that Overhaul is essentially working for is like, no, like, bro, like, you're doing too much. Stop, 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 stop. And it even got to a point where Overhaul had to put man in the hospital, well, in the hospitalized position simply so he can do what he wanted to do. And it's like, yeah, I'll restore you when it's all said and done. When I've got the green, and I know you'll be happy because you'll be seeing the green, I'll restore you then. So within this episode, we find out Eri Chan's quirk, rewind. She can rewind and restore things. So I wonder, does anybody deserve to have themselves rewind and restored? Lumillion. If anyone deserves his quarterback, it's my man, the email. So anyway, so after that, the stretched out version of the reach of Deku grabbing Eri, he accidentally uses 100% of One For All again. He's like, yo, wait, hold on, what's going on? Why aren't my legs broken? And that's where he figures out, okay, so Eri-chan's quirk is this whole rewind thing. So he figures it out for himself and then he gets a bit gassed and he's like, all right, cool. As long as I'm holding on to Eri, I can go all out. So he goes one for the kill, 100% and then he goes in for the kill for Overhaul. Now, I'm going to say something good before I say something negative. The good thing was that the way it was animated. I liked it. It was nice. I liked that. I liked the way it was animated. But again, I think the pacing was kind of bad. Kind of bad. What didn't help the pacing was that they mixed it in with the backstory for Overhaul. So this is where we find out about him wanting to monopolize. There was some backstory mixed in there as well. So I think that kind of helped with the bad pacing. Like it helped in like it disadvantaged the episode. Basically, is what I'm saying there. And I don't know, there was something else as well that threw me off, and I don't really know. I just think that helped the pacing to be bad to put in the flashback there, and I think they just dragged it out in general, like, and that just made it bad as well. But it was animated good. I can I can give it that. But yeah, so after a couple of attacks, 2, 3, I can't remember the number exactly. With 100% of his power, obviously, Deku was able to deal with Overhaul. You could argue, like with 100%, why did he last so long? But you need to remember that Overhaul's power is to restore. So he was just restoring quick enough to last as long as he did. So with Overhaul KO now, your Gravity brought Night Eye up to the surface, and he's all like, "Whoa, this is not the future I saw." But he didn't know about Deku's true crack, plot armor. So that is why Deku was able to change the future. Unfortunately, the plot armor is strong in this one. But anyway, because of my problems with the episode, it's only getting a 3-star rating. So like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.